Hey, it's Chris here, and in today's video, I want to share with you my process of designing a SaaS landing page for conversions. I'm going to go through the different sections that I'm using, the principles behind it and the science, and finally, the things that I would split test. So let's start with the very first element that people will see and read, and that is your headline. So this little bad boy right here. So when it comes to your headline, you want to make sure you include how easy it is to get started, how your pricing works, and finally, of course, a power guarantee. I'm gonna share with you a couple of examples, but before you're gonna rewrite your pricing headline, just make sure it's straightforward, it's simple to read, and is no longer than 10 words. Avoid using any abstract wording, because if you're gonna confuse the users, obviously that's gonna create an obstacle and they will not take an action. So let me share with you a couple of really good examples that I like. The very first one is Basecamp, and they go with another 1.3K organizations signed up last week, which is a powerful headline that is using the social proof principles. Now they also have underneath another sentence that is saying 2 simple plans, each with 30 days free trial, no credit card required. So what exactly they do here? Well, first and foremost, they tell that this is easy to get started. It's 2 simple plans, right? Then they have each with 30 days free trial, which handles another objection, whether you guys have a trial or not, and if so, for how long. And the very final one, the very last question that someone might get is, do I need to add my credit card or not? And they perfectly do this by having this power guarantee, which is no credit card required. So that is for the Basecamp. Another really good example is Wise pricing page. And on the Wise pricing page, obviously they have a fee for processing the payments, and their main headline goes with Wise fees only pay for what you use. What I do like about this headline is super simple, and primarily they're using a power guarantee here. Only pay for what you use, which pretty much explains their entire pricing model, right? You can see that these 2 businesses, these 2 websites, they nailed their pricing headline. And I would highly recommend you take these 2 examples when you're gonna create your pricing headline. Let's dive into the very next element, and that is basically the pricing plans. So when it comes to different components in your pricing cards, the very first thing, of course, is this one. Best for. This basically tells people and help people to understand which plan works best based on their specific company or team size, whether they're like an individual or they have quite a big of a team and they need a plan that would scale up with their company. So this is the very first element that is critical, best for. And now when it comes to the second element, it's basically this pricing block that you see on my screen, and you just have to state how the pricing model works. Now the third one, of course, is the main call to action. Mine is saying get started for free. Now, when you're gonna go about your main call to action, just make sure it's specific also. So instead of saying get started, go with get started for free. Because here's the thing, if you're gonna have just get started, people will start immediately to get additional questions like, hey, is this free? Is this not free? Do I need to add my credit card information? Do I have like a trial? And if I have a trial, for how long? So you always want to be specific in your writing, including your main call to action. That's why mine is saying get started for free, because I want to tell people that, hey, you can get started completely for free. So I hope this does make sense. And the very last component is this, what's included at the very bottom. Now right here, you need to have the top features that are included in this specific plan, along with a simple description. Go with benefits instead of specifications. All right, so the very next section that I usually include is the comparison. And here's the thing. I was looking over different Hotjar recordings, and I've noticed that people, they land on the pricing page, but for some reasons they exit the pricing page, and after 30 seconds to 1 minute, they come back. And this made me realize one thing. Users, they open up multiple pricing for different competing products, and they're just comparing your product versus the competition. And if you do have a Hotjar or Microsoft Clarity or any tool that do record user sessions, you probably notice the same thing. Like people go on the pricing, they quit the pricing, and then maybe they come back after a couple of seconds. And that is because obviously they have multiple tabs opened up, comparing your product versus the competition. So comparison, it's a really important section that usually I do include, and it should be like an unbiased section. Like it can be in the very first column, it's your product right here, and then it's up to 3 competitors. And then when it comes to this table row, you just basically have different features that you do better than the competition. And of course, if it's included, if it's not included, why it's better, why it's not better, and so on. So I hope this does make sense. The final element that I do have inside the comparison section is this call to action at the very bottom. Yeah, and usually the call to action goes with two buttons, one primary action, another secondary action. Secondary action usually can be something to learn more about a specific feature. It can also be to schedule a quick demo or watch a quick demo, depending if you're B2B or B2C oriented. And then of course, final thing is this objection handlers at the very bottom. And these objections right here, they're basically the same objections that you would use in your main headline. So if we go to the Basecamp, right, you can see that they already have this objection handlers, 2 simple plans, each with 30 days trial, no credit card required. So they immediately have all of these handlers in place. And if we go to the live chat example, they also have this 5-minute installation, try to implant features for 14 days, and no credit card required. So if you're gonna create this new headline, obviously you'll already have this objection handlers to be added to the main call to action. The very next section that I have after the comparison is this one with compare all features. And this is basically a table with all the product features and if they're included or not in different pricing plans like basic, premium, or let's say enterprise. Now, when it comes to this list, it's also important that you group together the features in multiple buckets. Yeah, so you can see that in my example, I have this feature category name goes here. And then for this category, I have these features. And then I have another one, for example, automated sales. So let's say you are a CRM. Yeah, we have this automated sales and then boom, I have this list of features. By grouping your features into these categories, into these buckets, you make things easier for the reader, for the user to understand and quickly spot different categories and different features they're looking for, which obviously help them make a better informed decision before getting started with you. All right, so the very next section that I do add is the user testimonial, but not just a simple reading testimonial. I usually have video testimonials. And before you're gonna say, hey Chris, but that's like super hard to do, I have to ask my client to provide video reviews from their users, just hear me out. The main idea behind this video testimonials is it's using the social proof. All right, one of the 6 weapons of influences. Now, why social proof is so important? Usually when someone is looking to make a buying decision, whether it's to buy a new car or to do business with you, or even like to get started with your product, they usually make their decision based on other people's decision. And the social proof itself, based on the Cialdini's book, have 2 branches, have 2 things inside. One is uncertainty, which basically is telling that people are looking over other people's actions to take their own decisions. So I hope this does make sense. And the second thing that goes with the social proof is similarity. People are looking to make a buying decision if someone like them that do have the same traits, the same properties, the same life, the same business, also use this product or bought the product or did whatever action they're looking to take. So being said, the social proof concept has 2 main things, uncertainty and similarity. And this section right here addresses both of them. It addresses uncertainty because people can see that other people are also using this product, and it addresses the similarity because all of these people, they have businesses. They're also users that have the same traits as they're having. So I hope this does make sense. So when it comes to these 4 videos that you see on my screen, they're not that difficult to create. All you have to do is just ask your client, hey, Mr. Client, can you please talk to your users and ask them to create a simple 1-minute video selfie. Let them send this video selfie straight to you, to the designer, right? Put these video selfies on the website and away you go. Another good thing about having these video selfies is they're an amazing sales enablement asset. So they can be used throughout different advertising campaigns. They can be used by the sales team to convert people because they're like user-generated content. And you see these a lot, especially on the TikTok with e-commerce, drop shipping. There's like a lot of this user-generated content. And there's a reason why people still do ads with user-generated content, because it's the best way to tell people that other people like you, my man, it's using our product. So I hope this does make sense. Now, obviously, this section right here has 3 main components. Yeah, it does have this headline. Yeah, it does have 4 video cards. So these ones right here. Yeah. And finally, of course, it does have this call to action, which you previously saw from this section right here. Yeah. Now, if we go back to the user stories, let's talk about the headline first. So you can see that I'm using this formula: over specific number of users, trust product name, watch their stories, and achieve the same thing. So let me give an example. Over 20K users, trust active campaign, watch their stories, and automate your business or automate your sales, or wherever the main outcome is, right? But again, even here, we're using direct response copy. We're keeping this simple and we keep it straightforward so anyone can understand. Now, when it comes to the videos, usually within these video cards, I have like this play button, and then I have like a written testimonials, and I even have like a screenshot from the video itself. And I'm not trying to make this branded or any of that. I'm trying to keep this as native as possible because, again, it's about human relationship. It's about showing that, hey, other people, simple people, just like yourself, it's using our product. So I hope this does make sense. Now, let's dive into the very next section, and that is a testimonial or a case study. Now, why do you have video testimonial and then I have a written testimonial? Well, that is because some people, they prefer to watch a video while others prefer to read it. Now, the very next section, of course, is the FAQ, because you need to have an FAQ on the pricing. Chances are people will still have some questions around your pricing. Yeah, maybe they're a business and they're looking for a custom plan. Well, explain them how your custom plan are working, and not only related to B2B questions, but any kind of questions related to your pricing. And this is where you can talk to your client and ask them, hey, Mr. Client, can you tell me up to, let's say, 6 questions that are like common questions that your users are asking you all the time around your pricing? What I usually do is I ask my client to talk with their sales team and give me back these 6 questions that then I can add to these FAQs. And here's the thing, like with this entire pricing page, it needs to act as a landing page. It needs to do the sales for you. Chances are that the SaaS product you're designing the pricing page or the entire website for, they don't have like a big product or an expensive product. It's a low ticket product, maybe cost like, I don't know, $20-50 per month. Yeah. Which means that your client, if they're like a SaaS business, they cannot like spend their entire day making all of these personalized one-on-one demo calls with B2C, with normal customers just like me and you who would probably pay only $20 per month. In that case, you want to make sure that the pricing page actually do the hard lifting and is helping the sales team do the close. And finally, of course, I have a simple call to action. For the title, I'm using this formula: achieve main outcome in steps, minutes, clicks, and then get started for free or as low. So let me give you an example. We're going to say we are a CRM. Automate your sales pipeline in 3 steps. Get started for free. You can also say get started as low as $20 per month. Okay. But obviously this very last part, get started for free or get started as low, this is the power guarantee. This one, achieve main outcome, this is the desired outcome. Yeah. D-O. Desired outcome. This is what like people want the most. Why they're looking for a software like yours. And in steps and minutes, this basically shows them the effort component, like how many hours I'm gonna save, or how much money I'm gonna save. But this is usually the effort component, because people typically, they take buying decisions whether it saves time, money, or effort. So that's why we have this in steps, minutes, or clicks, because steps, it's related to their effort, minutes, it's related to the time they can save, and then for the money, of course, we have this get started for free, which perfectly sum up all of the components that goes into a powerful headline, into a powerful offer for your SaaS business. And then if we do clean up all of these, then below the main headline, I have this product description, and you can see like the formula I'm using here is product name helps you. Then I have like the first solution that the market is looking for. Then I have the second solution that the market is looking for, without what the market hates the most, or another things they also hate. So to give an example, it can be something like active campaign helps you automate your sales and boost your business without losing time on manual tasks. So I'm just basically replacing all of these dummy, all of these placeholder things right here. So this product name, this first solution, this second solution, this without thing, with my with the information I know about the business. And then finally, of course, is the call to action, which we already discussed. Now, that is all for how my pricing usually looks like. Now, when it comes to split testing, here's what I usually split test. Well, first and foremost, of course, I split test the headline. So this one right here. Yeah, this is the very first thing, the very first campaign I'm creating, because I want to make sure that I have a winning headline right here at the top of the pricing page. Now, the very next thing I'm testing out after finding a winning headline is testing out the pricing structure, testing out the pricing cards. And this is where you can go with another selling principle, which is the contrast principle. So what you can do is you can put higher plans first and then go to the lower plans. What I mean by that is, let's say premium is the most expensive. You can put premium first, and then you can go to lower plans. Believe me or not, but you're gonna be amazed when you finish up your A/B testing experiment, and you're gonna find out that doing this contrast principle will end up increasing your conversions. And the reason why this is working is because usually there always needs to be something larger than something smaller so people can make a logical buying decision. And the contrast principle, it's used everywhere in sales. Now, the very next element that I would test out, let me see, it's definitely this user stories, right? And usually I'm testing out the videos itself. So I do ask my client, hey, can you provide up to 8 videos? If I have like 8 videos, obviously I can split test out this too. Because here's the thing, you won't believe, but a lot of time, the person in the video, the user that is recording this video, it's also important. It's like the ideal client persona. It's like the ego morphing. You're looking over that video and you want to make sure that your user identifies their self with that person that is recording the video. So a lot of times, if I do have multiple video testimonials, I'm always split testing these. Also, I'm split testing this headline over a specific number. Yeah, this is also something that I do split test. And there's like multiple angles that you can go about it. One angle is using the social proof itself, so specific number of users. Another angle is using a main benefit of the product, but it can also be the news angle where you basically tell, hey, our product was featured in XYZ publication. This also helps. Any kind of social proof or benefit-led headline and copy will always help you to increase your conversions. Keep in mind that copy is really important, and a lot of times it's being written by AI or technical people that use too much jargon and just overcomplicate the copy. Or what I also seen the most is just people, they do have a culture, they want to build like a voice, and they are using like abstract words like the sky is the limit. Like what exactly you can understand throughout this headline, right? So it's important that it's specific, it's straightforward. Just talk to them, talk to your user, explain simply what a product is all about, what is the main benefit. You're going to remove not only all the barriers, but it will also improve your brand even more, because now people understand you better, but at the same time, you're gonna increase your conversions. So just to make a quick recap on different split testing elements, first one is the headline, second one is the pricing cards, and the very last one is this social proof right here. So with that said, that was everything for today's video. And if you're gonna have any questions, keep in mind, YouTube comments is your best friend. Until next time, bye-bye.